Yo, we back with another episode, man, of Great Conversations and Guests, man. It's your boy Turbo. I'm back. I got my boy TJ back behind the camera, man. We got another episode for y'all with some more great conversation, man. And let's get into it, man. Today we're gonna talk about we're gonna go past Sunday was a good Sunday, and Saturday was a good Saturday for football, for college football. So we're gonna talk about Baltimore win in overtime thriller fashion against Cincinnati. We're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers throwing the game away, and is this the end of the bad man himself? You know, we're going to get into the tonight game, my Kansas City Chiefs playing. I'm going to try to talk about what they need to do to stay undefeated today, going in with a lot of injuries. We also going to talk about the Bills and Stephon Diggs going against his former team, and how well did they play. We're going to talk about the Chicago Bears, and Caleb Williams had a nice game yesterday. He threw for 2 touchdowns, had a total of 338 yards, I believe. And the defense still looking like the top defense in the league right now to me. We're going to get into a little bit of basketball today. Basketball been back with some preseason ball. We've been seeing Bronny James in the last 2 games. He ain't really making too much of a noise or well, I ain't gonna say an impact, but he ain't been making too much of a noise like that. But we gonna get more into that. I don't know if everybody heard, but the UNLV player, the quarterback and the running back, has stopped playing for the team due to reasons in a NIL deal that they was promised that they didn't receive. We gonna get into a little bit of that. The Washington Commanders and Jaden Daniels still on fire. They 4-1 right now. I believe they sitting at the top of their division. He's still playing good football. Come off another 40-point game, and yeah, he's steady building up for that Rookie of the Year. Arizona comes back from 13 in the second half to beat the 49ers. We're gonna talk about that a little bit, and we're gonna for sure talk about how mediocre that the 49ers looking without Christian McCaffrey right now. Also, we're gonna talk about Cal looked like they was finna go into the game and blow out the Miami Hurricanes, but Cam Ward had something to say about it, and talking about that's the reason why he still on his way to New York for a Heisman. Also, I know I haven't been talking about him for the last couple of weeks, but in 5 games, the Boise State running back Ashton, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. The man got over 1,000 yards rushing, over 10 touchdowns, and it's only been 5 games in this year so far. So shout out to him. We're gonna get into that a little more because what he's doing is crazy right now. We're gonna also talk about some more upsets. Vanderbilt beat Alabama, the #1 team in the country. Also, Michigan fell to Washington in the Big Ten conference game, which was huge for Michigan. And we also gonna talk about the Aces, man. They did end up forcing a game 4. But they end up losing to Liberty, and Sabrina and Brianna Stewart putting up good points to help their team go on to the finals and see if that team is gonna reach the finals. But yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe on this video though, and we gonna get into it. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man. So first thing first, we're going to get into the Baltimore game versus Cincinnati, which was a conference game. And man, I don't know if y'all caught the game, but the game was a thriller from finish to the end. Baltimore started off the game strong, but Joey Burrow came back. Him and Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, that offense started clicking. You know, they turned it into the game going into the second half, into the fourth quarter. They tried to keep a 10-point lead, but Lamar Jackson kept coming, knocking on the door. Keep pushing this team to win, and they got the W in overtime. But the main thing I take away from that game from Baltimore, I would say that their defense is still not playing well. They gave up a lot of. I feel like they gave up a lot of rushing yards. They gave up a lot of passing yards. Joe Burrow threw for 5 touchdowns, and just like I said about them with the Cowboys, it's just it's unacceptable because it's always gonna fall back on Lamar Jackson. But I feel like that defense just definitely got to step up. They got too many nice people, nice players on that defensive side of the ball to be blowing leads and giving up all these yards that they've been giving up. But I do wanna give a applause to the Ravens offense for sticking with it, because I thought the game was really finna be over when Lamar Jackson fumbled the ball in overtime. But his defense did step up for him when it mattered. Cincinnati just really ended up missing the field goal. And once they did that, Lamar Jackson knew it was his chance to go put the team on his back and get that W. Isaiah Likely been playing some good football for them too. So shouts out to Isaiah Likely. And Cincinnati, I don't know, man. I feel like I had some. I ain't the biggest Joe Burrow fan, but I did feel like going into this year that they was gonna be performing better than what they is. Like, they've been inside of games. Some games they've been in, but all games they haven't been in. And I feel like they need to get their offense going more faster, and the defense need to step up and probably cause more turnovers. They don't really get too many turnovers. They getting some sacks and stuff like that, but I feel like they just need to force more turnovers so that the team can play better. And you don't have to just depend on Joe Burrow trying to throw touchdowns all the time for y'all to get the win. Some games they gotta just know how to close out. Like, they was up 10 points. They kept it like a 10-point lead in that fourth quarter. And, you just got to know how to put teams away, especially teams like Lamar Jackson. Because, all Lamar Jackson do is really win. So, you got to be able to put his team away. You can't put his team away. That's the type of shit that happen. He come down, get his team in scoring position, and, they win the game like that. But, leave a comment and let me know what y'all thought about the Ravens versus Cincinnati game, and how you think Joe Burrow performed, and how you think they team performed, or how you think Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens performed. Also, man, another thing we finna talk about, I told you we gonna get into it. Make sure y'all comment on this, because I really want to know what y'all think. The New York Jets. The New York Jets went in and they had man, I don't really know. But for sure, one thing I do want to talk about is Aaron Rodgers. Now, since the season started, the Jets offense haven't been what we thought the Jets offense really was going to be. What I say, even though they went up against a Minnesota team that's red hot right now, Sam Darnold probably playing the best football he ever played in his life, but Aaron Rodgers threw three interceptions. He threw 3 interceptions yesterday, and the third one he threw was really the most important, I want to say, because he had a chance to take his team down and at least score the ball, or at least get a touchdown and try to go for a 2-point win. But a lot of people starting to say Aaron Rodgers look washed up, man, and that this probably be his last year playing football. And I don't know if it's like still a slow start because of the Achilles, or he got much faith in the players. I don't really know what it is right now, but I feel like I still think they got a little time to fix it and turn it around, but it's all gonna start with Aaron Rodgers though. I don't think I ever seen Aaron Rodgers throw 3 picks in an NFL game before. He looked unsure about some of the passes he made yesterday. I guess a lot of players wasn't in the right position sometimes when he made the play. He overthrew a couple of people. That even though the Vikings do have a great defense. I was just talking to one of my homies the other day. The Vikings have been playing some good defense, and they got a lot of veterans on that defense who understands how to play defense, and that played against Aaron Rodgers for a long time. So maybe that had a factor to do with it as well. But I still think he's trying to catch up to game speed due to that Achilles injury he had, and by him being so up in age that it's probably showing more than it is showing with like somebody like Kirk Cousins, who had the same injury. But even Kirk Cousins he just threw for 500 yards last Thursday, so I ain't saying I'm looking for Aaron Rodgers to throw for 500 yards or nothing like that, but I just want to see them really get the team in rhythm. They really ain't really getting the team in rhythm like that. They leaving a lot of points out on the field. They kicking a lot of field goals, and Aaron Rodgers known for throwing touchdowns. So him and Garrett Wilson don't look like they really been on the same page, clicking like that to me. Alan Lazard, you know what Alan Lazard gonna do, but Breece Hall He's been having up and down games, but shout out to the rookie Breland Allen though. He been playing hard since he came to the Jets, and yeah, man, I don't think Aaron Rodgers washed up or if he should give it up right now. I just think just give him a couple more games. You know, he had one big game this year so far. So like that defense still look good though. On top of that, so I feel like as long as the defense keep looking good and keep them in games, I feel like Aaron Rodgers' play gonna speak for itself. He gonna pick up his play. I don't know if it's the play calling or what, but something need to happen something need to happen up there in New York for the Jets, for they can get it rolling. Cause everybody want to see the Aaron Rodgers and the Jets inside the playoffs and see what they gonna do in the playoffs in the AFC. Cause everybody want to see Aaron Rodgers play Pat Mahomes. I don't know if he gonna get a chance to in the season or in the preseason, but I mean in the playoffs. But we gonna definitely see though. But the way he played Sunday it was bad, man. It was a bad game. These last 2 weeks been real bad for the Jets. The week before that they couldn't score no touchdowns. Breece Hall ran the ball horrible, you know. So they just got to get it together. They look good one game, they look bad one game. Now this 2 games in a row they look bad. So hopefully their next game they come out on top, capitalizing. You know, go in with the right game plan, and Aaron Rodgers can bounce back and do what Aaron Rodgers do. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe too on the video. Alright, so we're going to keep it going though. Another thing we're going to get into today is game night, Monday Night Football. You know, for those who didn't know, the Kansas City Chiefs going to play the New Orleans Saints tonight. And New Orleans started the season off hot, you know, putting up big points, explosive plays. But the last 2 games that they played, they done lost. They ain't keeping up with the points that they played the first 2 games, and a lot of people starting to think that the start of the season was just a fluke, and now they coming back down to earth. They finna go up against my Kansas City Chiefs, who's been playing very good on defense. We've been playing ever since last year. I think they said we done had the most consecutive games not giving up 28 points or more. So always dating back all the way to last year. So Steve Spagnuolo been having his defense playing out of their mind right now, and I feel like with all the injuries we got on offense, this defense is gonna have another game where they gotta play hard for us and keep their foot on the offensive neck, so Pat Mahomes can go out there and make some plays. Hopefully Travis Kelce come out and have a strong big game like he did last week. I think last week he had like 7 catches for 90 yards. We need him to step up more today. We can have another performance like that. It'll be definitely great throwing a touchdown like that, because we know we're gonna be missing Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy. I feel like he gonna have a big game today. I ain't gonna say like no 100 yards or nothing like that, but I feel like he gonna get a lot of targets today. Because he definitely got to step up. Juju Smith-Schuster, look for him to step up more. And also Kareem Hunt, after his first game back with the Kansas City Chiefs, he looked like he happy to be back here in Kansas City, because I don't think he wanted to leave the first time. But yeah, though, I think it's gonna all start with that defense. You know, making plays on defense, sacking the quarterback, getting off the field on third downs. You know, if we can get some help from the special teams, that'll be good. Buckner, we already know what he been doing. He been playing good, kicking field goals, all good. Extra points all season. But it's just gonna come down to I feel like it's really just gonna come down to our defense and what we do when we get in the red zone. And if Pat Mahomes can take care of the football, he got 5 interceptions on the year this already. So yeah, we trying to slow down, bring the turnovers down, and keep the points going up. You know, we gotta figure out how to get the ball in the end zone when we inside the red zone. Cause right now that's the most crucial for us, trying to score inside the 20. We leaving a lot of points on the field. So I'm looking for us to go in and straight dominate on all phases of the ball: offense, defense, special teams. and stay undefeated and keep the hopes of a three-peat alive right now. I know Pat Mahomes ain't playing his best ball right now, but with so many injuries at wide receiver and a running back, and people and teams triple and doubling Travis Kelce, and we having a problem on the offensive line as far as our tackles on the left and the right side of the ball. So, but yeah, though, I feel like still Pat Mahomes with a great quarterback like that, you always got a chance of winning every game that you step into, and I feel like this game gonna be a good game for us too. Even though we going against the New Orleans Saints and Alvin Kamara, and they also got some nice young receivers. They Chris Olave and Rashid. I feel like that's his name. If I messed up, leave a comment and correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, though, don't sleep on the Saints offense either. That's why I'm saying that my defense, the Kansas City defense, really gonna need to step up, because if you give Derek Carr time, he will throw the ball down the field and make them same explosive plays he made the first 2 weeks to somebody like Chris Olave with a lot of speed. And he got a nice tight end and Foster Monroe, and also with Alvin Kamara. You can't forget about him, what he does, catching the ball out of the backfield, running the ball out of the backfield, in the screen game, in the blocking game. So yeah, like, it's gonna be all about discipline. I feel like tonight word for the game is gonna be discipline, and how disciplined does our defense play today. But leave a comment and tell me, let me know who you got and who you had for tonight's game. You got Kansas City or do you got New Orleans? And make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe on the video, man. Since we in Chicago, we gotta talk about the Bears. We gotta talk about the Bears. Last week, Caleb Williams had a nice game, 17 for 23, 157 yards, threw a couple of touchdowns. They had finally got their running game going last week, and one of the most things I wanted to talk about was can they keep it rolling now? Because that was to me. Last week was the first game that they was able to win offensively and not just straight by the defense. I think he had a total of 338 yards this game. They put up over 30. He had another couple of touchdowns passing. Swift ran the ball well again, but more than not, to me, I'm looking at Caleb Williams, and he is probably starting to grow into the offense a little more better, making better decisions. Not trying to make too much happen, but I still want to give most of the praise to that defense, because they held that Carolina team, even though Carolina wasn't a tough opponent, or they did exactly what they were supposed to going out there and do, but the defense still been playing hard. They only gave up 7 points this week. That's the lowest points they gave up this season so far. They still going out there. They making turnovers. They making big hits I don't know if y'all seen, Jaquan Brisker had a crazy hit on the tight end. I think he took him out the game, made him fumble and everything. So this defense is just playing at an all-time high level right now. Like, I'd probably say they the best defense in NFL right now, behind my Kansas City Chiefs. But yeah, Caleb Williams, he stepped up again this week. He's starting to play better, but I feel like he only gonna go as far as the defense gonna carry him, if that makes sense. I feel like as long as the defense playing hard and leaving them in positions where they can score, or they still in the game when they can make it a game, or even go up in the game, as long as the defense doing that for them, he's gonna be okay, because he know he got a good defense who's going to go out there, get stops, get turnovers. As long as that defense don't slow down, I feel like the Bears got a good chance of at least winning. I ain't going to say winning the division, but they got a good chance of probably making it to the wild card and making it into the playoffs. But, we going to all see. We going to all see, because, like I said, they did play a Carolina team that's like one of the worst teams in the league right now, probably behind motherfucking Jacksonville and the Cleveland Browns right now. So he looked it good in the win. It was a good win, but it wasn't a major win. I'm still looking for them to what they're gonna do when they play Green Bay, when they play Detroit, when they play Minnesota, when they play these people inside their conference, is that defense is gonna be able to keep up with these teams inside their conference that's also been playing good ball, because everybody in their division right now is over 500. So it's up for grabs right now. And Minnesota sitting at the top right now, and Detroit right under them, and the Bears third. So we're gonna see once that division ball get going on, because that's when the real tough. That's when we're gonna really see what Caleb Williams made of. Me personally, that's what I think. We're gonna really see what he made of when he playing Detroit, which got a nice front seven. You know, when they go turn around, gotta go against Minnesota, who got an all-around nice defense, from the secondary to linebackers to the defensive linemen, and even with Green Bay being the rivals, when we ain't beat Green Bay in a few years now, so we gonna all see. But shouts out to Caleb Williams. I know I've been on this coattail. Since the beginning, since preseason, talking about him, but he's starting to get it together. But big shout outs to that defense, Quan Brisker, Jalen Johnson, them. They doing their thing though, for sure. But leave a comment and let me know what y'all think about Caleb Williams play and the Chicago Bears play. Do you think it's more the defense, or do you think it's more of Caleb Williams? So drop a comment, let me know. So we're gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna talk about the Texans, and Stephon Diggs went on to face his former team, the Buffalo Bills. And early on, I thought it was gonna be a good ass whooping from the Texans, because that's how they started off That's how they started off the game strong. C.J. Stroud with a big play to Nico Collins early on in the game for a 67-yard touchdown. I did see Nico Collins lead the game with an injury. I don't know what his injury was, or if they ever said anything about it. But you know, anybody who have injury, you always hope the best for them and hope they make a speedy recovery. But as for the Bills, they definitely missing Stephon Diggs right now. They definitely missing Gabe Davis right now, because Josh Allen looked it horrible. Like, he looked it totally horrible going against, even though that Texas defense definitely is a tough defense. You see what they did to the Bears. You know, you see what they've been doing all season. I feel me. I know they lost one game, but for them to do what they did to Josh Allen, he went 9 for 30 and only 131 yards and 1 touchdown. He did turn the ball over, which is good in his case, but 9 for 30, that is absolutely unacceptable for somebody like him. For they say Josh Allen, the number 2 quarterback in the league, and he this and he that, he can run, he can throw, he got accuracy. But yeah, since the departure of Stephon Diggs, he ain't been that Josh Allen that y'all seen, everybody that seen or fell in love with. And I was the first person to say that. You know, when Josh Allen first came into the league, when he didn't have Stephon Diggs, his interception rate, his turnover rate was very high. He was doing the same thing he doing right now, but when you get a receiver like Stephon Diggs, who's a superstar, who can really run routes, who can really get open, who can really separate from players, you know, who really got a good understanding of the game and how to beat teams that try to draw up defenses to stop him. You gonna miss players like that. You gonna miss him complaining on the sideline, like, get him the ball, because you going 9 for 30 and you see, like, man, you don't really got nobody to really throw the ball to. Shout out to the rookie Keon Coleman from Florida State. Got him a receiving touchdown, but he's still a rookie. You know, he still got a lot of more growing to do, and he don't have no real veteran over there right now. I feel like, as like a Stephon Diggs, to be like, hey man, you know, this is how you do this, how you do that. You know, he just kind of like stepped into almost a number 1 role, and they ain't really never had a number 1 until Stephon Diggs got there. So, you know, to lose not one but both of your leading receivers from last year, and to come in with like a whole new group, it's showing that it's tough to do. You know, so a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, he's the second best quarterback in the league to Pat Mahomes, because we see Pat Mahomes do this with Juju Smith-Schuster, who been lost a name for himself, and or whoever had came through that, dating back to Sammy Watkins. We all knew who we thought Sammy Watkins was going to be when he first got to Buffalo. He never turned out to be that. But when he came to Kansas City, he was able to get him a Super Bowl. I just feel like Josh Allen ain't the type of quarterback that make his receivers better. You know, I feel like he just is what he is. He's somebody with a great arm strength, great arm talent. He got some good accuracy. He could tuck the ball. He could run some very high rush yards from y'all. He's a big size quarterback, so it's hard to take him down. But long as he's not forcing passes, but if he don't got nobody to throw the ball to, this the type of games you're gonna get out of him. 131 yards. I think this like his second or third game were only throwing less than 200 yards this season. So maybe they need to get in there with the receivers and probably do something or something, because 9 for 30 is just unacceptable. You only completed 9 passes. That's mainly the reason why your team lost. Shout out to James Cook, had another big rushing game, 82 yards off 20 carries, a touchdown score, and I've been seeing that's what they've been doing a lot of now since they don't got a real dominant number one wide receiver. They trying to put the ball on the ground and run the ball as much as they can with James Cook and a little bit with Josh Allen. But you know, the Texans defense, a stout defense, and they play good. That defense play real good for DeMeco Ryans. I feel like he real hands on with that defense, and they ready to run through a wall for him. Shout out to C.J. Stroud, big game. He went 28 for 38, 331 yards. Stephon Diggs, 82 yards. Cam Akers had a big game for 42 carries and a score. I know the Texans can't wait till Joe Mixon get back healthy. But yeah, Texas still rolling, man. Texas still rolling 4-1. They looking way better than they did from last year. I fuck with the jerseys that they displayed. They finally put on they new jerseys. Them jerseys look good down there in Houston. But yeah, shout out to the Texans, man. They won last night. They won yesterday. 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 59-yard field goal by Fairbear. Knocked that motherfucker right down the middle, man. Shout out to the Texans, and shout out to Stephon Diggs for getting that revenge on his old team. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the video. But we're going to keep it rolling with another rookie who had another big game. We've been talking about him for like the last 3 weeks now. He's been putting up good numbers, studying in the winning column. Got the Washington Commanders at 4-1 right now. I think this is one of the best starts this team had in a very long time. Jaden Daniels, 14 for 25, 238. He threw an interception, but he also threw a touchdown pass on top of that. 82 rushing yards, and then they put up another big game against the Cleveland Browns team. And like I said, Jaden Daniels, he's been steady performing. He only missed 9 throws. He's very consistent. I feel like that's the word you look most when you look at him play. He's very consistent. He's not trying to overdo nothing. He threw the pick, but the pick he threw was I feel like it was a better play made by the defender to me, if you ask me. But he led the team in rushing yards, and everybody's saying that Kingsbury's running more of a college style offense for him, but I don't really think it's more of a college style offense. I just feel like he came from Kyler Murray, and now he got someone like Jaden Daniels, who's kind of like Kyler Murray. He's just a little taller, a little bigger than Kyler Murray. You know, they probably got the same kind of arm and everything. So when you go from that to that, you don't really have to change your offense that much. And we see that when Jaden Daniels don't see nobody open, he's not even thinking about it. He's taking off. He's gonna run, get what he gonna get. And I like that I like that he's protecting himself, make sure he get out, he don't take no big hits. Once he get the yards he need, he'll probably run out of bounds or something. But I feel like this team really behind him right now. This team really riding this rookie. You know, he made a great throw to Terry McLaurin early on in the game on a run. a deep throw over 50 yards passing on a run. It was a crazy throw. But yeah, like I said though, right now as for me, he looking like the offensive rookie of the year. He got his team 4-1. They playing great football. You know, and I feel like he gonna take them as far as he can right now. That defense playing good, knowing that they got a franchise quarterback who gonna go out there and really make plays for them and try to get that W for them. So I feel like that always make, no matter if you offense or defense side of the ball, like if you on offense, you know you got somebody on the defense who just a straight go getter of your defense, straight hitters. You know how they gonna come for you. That just motivate the other side of the ball to go much harder. And I feel like the Jaden Daniels been doing so much in this offense, from running the ball to passing the ball, that this defense really believe in him, and they really ready to run through a wall for him. They really feel like he gonna take them somewhere. And it looked like he gonna take them somewhere. They went out there and beat the Browns, even though the Browns ain't the best team in the league. They do got a lot of nice players on that defensive side of the ball, including Myles Garrett, a couple of good people in that secondary as well too. And he was just out there throwing the ball all over them like he been doing a lot since the season began. You know, excuse me, but yeah, Jaden Daniels though, Austin Eckler came back, had a nice game, 67 rushing yards. But yeah, man, this offense, it seems like it don't be looking like they doing a lot, but they putting up points. Last week they put up 40. This week they almost put up 40 again, and it's like you starting, like I see, it's consistency. So the more consistent he become, it's letting like the game starting to just come to him. He just letting it come to him. He not out there forcing nothing, anything. He just letting the game come to him, and I feel like that's the best thing you can do with a rookie, is just because you can't. He just got to get the sense of the feeling of the game, you know. And I feel like he picking up on it real quick, just like he did at the college level and dominated. He comes straight into the NFL and dominating. Teams gonna start having to really game plan better for him. Probably stick a linebacker in the box, or dial up more package blitzes, or try to confuse him. They gonna have to do something, because if they don't, who knows how this season gonna end for the rookie. He probably be breaking all type of rookie records right now. He got the best completion percentage in the league then, but for rookies, he got the best completion percentage, and you know he's just doing big things. Proud of for him, and the Washington Commanders, from what that organization was with RG3, and now they trying to climb that mountain back with Jaden Daniels and put some hype behind his team and down there in Washington. So yeah, big shouts out to them, man. But make sure y'all leave a comment and let me know what y'all think about Jaden Daniels and his play since the season start. Or do you think he's still looking like the offensive rookie of the year to me? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to another. We're going to get into one more game. We're going to talk about the Arizona Cardinals versus the 49ers game. Was one of the games I was able to catch up on to. It was a nice game, back and forth game. I thought 49ers was going to pull it out. They had like a 13-point game going into the second half. And man, Joe, I ain't going to lie, Kyler Murray just started, he turned into a musician and started just going crazy on them. Some big third downs helped them win the game. I feel like James Conner running the ball hard. Marvin Harrison Jr. stepping up, making a big catch on third down in the fourth quarter for them. Man, that fourth quarter seemed like it was so long that it was the beginning of the game almost over. I mean, almost again. So, but I was shocked that the Cardinals was able to come out on top of the 49ers, especially with that defense and Fred Wagner and them. But that just goes to show you that no matter if you got somebody to replace Christian McCaffrey in that offense, and you got somebody like Brock Purdy, I feel like Christian McCaffrey is what makes that offense really go. Like Christian McCaffrey, you need him, because with the rookie they got right now at in the 49ers, he can run the ball. Don't get me wrong, he running the ball hard. He had a good game yesterday running the ball. He been having a good season all this year running the ball. But when it comes down to catching the ball out of the backfield, it ain't too many running backs in the game that can do what Christian McCaffrey do once he touched the ball, other than people like probably Alvin Kamara, and I'm just talking about like size and skill base wise, like so I feel like they really missing Christian McCaffrey, that running back you can go tell him to line up on at the slot, spread everybody out, no running back in the backfield, and one on one he can eat up he can kill your cornerback, your safety, your linebacker, anybody. Then you can put him back in the backfield and he gonna run all over you. So I just feel like the 49ers really missing Christian McCaffrey, because in games like that last year, when they had him, they just turn around, get him the ball, and sit on that type of lead. But I feel like they had to go out there and they knew they had to keep passing the ball, because they running game probably wasn't going to let them finish that game with that. So shout out to Brandon Ayuk, made a lot of big plays. George Kittle came back. He got hurt last week. Came in, made a touchdown. But bigger shouts out to Kyler Murray, though, because I don't think nobody thought Kyler Murray was going to come into this year, especially after how the last year ended. I don't think nobody really was expecting him to come out and play this well. The way he been playing this season, well, to me, he been playing very well. And yesterday, he just showed that he trying to be known as the top quarterback in the league, because he getting paid like one. So it's time that he start playing like one. With a receiver like Marvin Harrison Jr. And he also had a Wilson Jr. I believe his name is. He had a big game for Arizona too. And like I said, James Conner, a nice running back, just running the ball hard, sticking his nose in there on the goal line, getting touchdowns and stuff like that. I feel like Arizona gonna be a tough opponent too. Their defense came up big for them. Intercepted Purdy. So we're going to see, man, about the 49ers, though. I feel like as long as Christian McCaffrey 8 on the team, they're going to have a lot of more of these games. And Brock Purdy and that offense is going to have to learn how to start putting teams away without Christian McCaffrey this year, because you ain't been having him and ain't no telling when you're going to get him. So y'all got to know how to close out them type of games. But leave a comment and let me know what y'all think about Arizona play, or what you think about the 49ers. Do you think the 49ers offense looking a little more mediocre without Christian McCaffrey in it? And how you feel about Kyler Murray? How has he been started off this season as one of the best seasons have he started? Or what we used to seeing out of Kyler Murray, he just going to fall off the map like always? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, though. So the next thing we gonna get into is so I don't know if everybody heard, but the quarterback and running back for UNLV has stopped playing football due to contract reasons with their NIL deal, which was promised to them that they haven't received. So they done quit on the team. So with all this going on with the NILs and the transfer portals, everybody want to talk about, is this why college football didn't want college players to be able to choose their own destiny and make money, basically? Because now you got players that's not wanting to play because they was promised certain things that they didn't receive. Now they don't want to play. And then you got people who feel like, oh, they ain't really giving me my chance here. I should jump in the transfer portal and go to this place and over here. I just feel like with all that, since we got this new system now in NIL, if a player was promised something, then I just feel like that's what they should receive. Especially with how this stuff going out. That's what if you promise that player something, then he should receive that no matter what. But as a player, I don't think it's best for you to stop playing ball because of that reason. Because you can't, you making money in college, but it's not at the pro level. You understand? So it's like, if you stop playing football because of that type of reason, because of money or whatever somebody owe you, and you still in college and you decide like, oh, I'm gonna stop playing football, I feel like that's not gonna look good on your resume, far as if you was to jump into the transfer portal and try to go somewhere, or even go into the league with that type of attitude, because this not it's not the league, and you don't just because you stop playing football, or you feel like that's the way your way of holding out. Somebody gonna give you something, you gonna be able to go back to playing in college football. I just feel like that ain't the good way of thinking as a college athlete. I just feel like if somebody promised you something and you didn't receive it, uh, talk about it, put it out there and everything, but you gotta continue to play football. You gotta continue to play football. You can't just stop in the middle of the season and be like, oh, I ain't playing no more. You gotta keep playing football, because college football ain't the end. It's for you. You want to make it to the league. So if you want to make it to the league, you gotta keep playing football. You don't want to stop playing football. Now when scouts looking at you, they not gonna think about like, oh yeah, well he stopped playing because they promised him something and they ain't give it to him. They gonna look at it like, shit, he just stopped playing football. But what if he try to do this to us and we give him a con? Or that's, I feel like that's the way the NFL gonna look at it. They not looking at it like as in what they didn't give you or what they did give you. They still going off what you showing them on film, and you showing them that you stopped playing football because of whatever reason. I feel like that's making your draft stock look very bad for the receiver and the running back for UNLV, because they having a good season right now. They having a good season right now. You feel me? I just feel like you stick it out, Joe. Because at the end of the day, what do you love more? Do you love the game, or is you in it just for the money? Because if you in it just for the money, then I feel like this gonna probably be the end of his football career, as far as the running back and the quarterback. Because you just can't give up on your team like that. You just can't give up on football like that just because somebody said they promised you something and you didn't receive it. Because football is almost like a brotherhood. You go to war with them boys, and like they understand that you supposed to receive stuff that's promised to you, but at the same time, we here to play football, man. We here to play football, and you got players in that locker room that's looking at you to show up and be there for them every game and be that leader. And and you ain't there, or you ain't showing up, and you telling them you ain't playing. That can have a negative effect on the locker room and with players. So I just feel like they need to get that in order, and probably come back to the team and finish playing football. At least finish the season out. It's unfortunate that they didn't receive whatever that they supposed to receive, but shit, that's life. Yeah, everybody don't get what they supposed to get in life, but at least you able to still play football. So I feel like that's what's important. That's all you should be thinking about. But that is probably the reason why they didn't want the NIL deals in college football, because of reasons like that. And for a reason like that, I can definitely understand, because you don't want no top players in the countries or top players in the conference to be quitting on their teams because of money or for deals or partnerships. You don't want nobody to stop playing football for no reason like that. So, make sure y'all leave a comment and let me know what y'all thinking about the UNLV situation and NIL deal situation. Did he make the right move by stop playing because he didn't receive what he was promised, or he should keep playing football? I told y'all what I think. Leave a comment and let me know what y'all think. But like I said, we're gonna keep it going. Saturday college football was a crazy weekend, man. We seen a lot of upsets go on. A lot of teams got knocked off. The number one team in the country, Alabama, got knocked off by Vanderbilt in a crazy ass game. Like, I don't know really what happened. I don't know what happened to Alabama, but I feel like it was more of a defensive thing than it was an offensive thing, because defense gave up a lot of plays on offense. On defense, they gave up a lot of throwing, a lot of big plays down the field. They gave up a lot of rushing yards as well too. And I just feel like I feel like that team probably went out there too big headed against a Vanderbilt team who ain't really been known for nothing as in the past few, like probably 5 to 10 years. They ain't really been making no noise for nothing. So for them to go and pull out a win like that in Alabama, I think they said the last time they beat Alabama was in like 1984. So for them to go out there and beat Alabama, this Alabama team with Jalen Monroe being the Heisman Trophy candidate and playing big and coming off a big game against Georgia like that with a nice young receiver with Ryan Williams having another big game just like he did the week before. Uh, you got to keep that. You got to keep that momentum going. You got teams like Vanderbilt. Yeah, y'all gotta run over them teams. You can't let them teams stick around or get on top of you and then they take off on y'all and it's hard to come back. Um, we also seen that Washington beat Michigan, handed Michigan another loss this season, and that was a conference game on top of that, and y'all was ranked. So I don't know, Michigan. I feel like Michigan got a quarterback dilemma they got going on over there. They don't really know who they want their starting quarterback to be, and I feel like as long as they got that going on, that team really ain't got nowhere to go. Donovan Edwards, one of the top running backs in the nation, he ain't been 100% since the beginning of the season. You can probably say he kind of a reason too why this offense ain't performing at a high level like we know they should be. But like I said, I think it started with the quarterback and it started with some of the coaching too. You feel me? They've been playing some good football, but they ain't really been playing Michigan football to me personally, especially not like they have the last few years when Harbaugh was the head coach over there. It was one game they threw for like 32 yards. Like, that's unacceptable. 32 yards that's horrible. So Michigan need to figure it out though. Good win by the Huskies, Washington Huskies though. I'm gonna shout them out for that for sure, cause they knew over there in the Big Ten, and for them to come out and get a win over a Michigan team like that, a ranked Michigan team, and them not being ranked, that's a hell of a win for them. Cal, University of California, man. I know I've been talking about the Hurricanes. I've been talking about Cam Ward. I thought they was just finna lose. I thought they was gonna lose that game against the University of Cal. Well, technically, I thought they lost the game versus Virginia Tech a few weeks ago. You feel me? I feel like that Hail Mary pass was really caught by the Virginia Tech wide receiver, but when it come down to it, the officials make the call. But I thought University of California was really finna run off with the game, and then soon you thought they was. Cam Ward stepped up. He started making throws. He started making runs. He started making throws on the run. He did have a turnover, but more than not, he put that team on his back. Brought them back and got them into the game, and then defense stepped up for them as well too. So I feel like it was a great all-around win for the Miami Hurricanes, who I keep telling people to watch out for. It's a good all-around win, and Cam Ward showed some great resilience in that game, staying calm, staying cool, collected, still delivering throws, making throws on the run, making plays with his legs, and keeping that team composure up so they know that they can stand behind him and know he gonna take them to the finish line or help them come back. And that's exactly what he did, and that's exactly why he's still in the race for the Heisman Trophy winner. But let me know what y'all thought about college football this Saturday. Did your team get knocked off, or did your team upset somebody? Let me know about Cam Ward and what y'all think about the Miami Hurricanes. Do he really look like a Heisman Trophy winner? And let me know what y'all think about Alabama. How you think this gonna affect Alabama and their gameplay? Do you think they gonna continue to play hard, or this just gonna start a ring of losses for them? But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe too. We gonna get into a little bit of basketball. There's been a little bit of preseason basketball going on. We seen Rob Dillingham come to have a good first preseason game. Put up like 21 points against Bronny. Bronny came out. he had a little bit of a shaky game. First game, I think he went like 1 for 6. He did show that defense that he showed at USC. He had 3 blocks. You know, the next game, I don't think he get a chance to get on the scoreboard like that. But I just feel like defense first. Defense first is gonna be for Bronny at this point. He still got time to develop. He's still young. He only 18, 19 if I ain't mistaken. He still got time to develop. But it's it always it take me back to what Kobe used to talk about when he talked about with players like Scotty. So I feel like Bronny need to go watch some Scotty Pippen, cause or just watch all players that came in that was good or great defensively coming into the league and had to develop that offensive game better. And I feel like once he started looking at those type players, and I feel like that game is gonna build his confidence and also build his game, cause Bronny is a great prospect with a lot of potential, especially on the defensive end. What he can do as far as stealing the ball and what he can do with blocks, because you see here, I don't want to say an excellent on-ball defender, but you see he got some great on-the-ball defensive skills. He got great recovery skills. So you know his daddy LeBron James, so he got the chase down block. He's gonna come from behind. He had a nice block against Rob Dillingham. But as far as his offense, I just feel like he needs to just stay in the gym, practice on his jump shots. You know, practice jump shot, practice mid-range, practice some teardrops. Just try to get some easy points and try to get out in transition, man. Get up the field so you can get easy buckets. Try to get easy buckets for him. Try to push the ball so he can help get easy buckets for his team. So he can get those easy points. You know, you ain't gotta always try to put your head down and try to go and get a bucket on your first time touching the ball. Let the ball move around and find back to you. You know, try to get to your spots more and find your shots and pick your areas or where you want to score at. You know, because on the defensive side, you don't even need to coach him nothing up on the defensive side. He get the steals, he get the blocks, he own ball. It's just all about just developing his offensive game at this point. But we gonna see though. I like how it looked for Bronny to be able to play with his daddy. I feel like it don't get no better. That the next best thing to that is your daddy coaching you probably. So to be able to see that that shit dope for sure. But Bronny definitely got to step it up, cause you playing in the men's league now, and your daddy ain't gonna be able to hold your hand, or he gonna talk to you like he talked to them other players in the locker room. You gotta be able to take that, and you gotta be able to go out there and go play some basketball, cause all eyes on you, cause you LeBron James' son. Everybody waiting on you to mess up, so just go out there, be you, man, and keep playing defense and just stay in the gym, man. Keep your head down, keep working. But leave a comment, let me know what y'all think about the upcoming basketball season and the preseason, or what y'all think Bronny gonna look like during the regular season. Do you think he gonna develop better? Do you think he gonna play better? Or tell me what you think he might average this season or something. Just let me know, man. And another thing, we last time we was here, we talked about the Aces being down 2-0 to Breonna Stewart and the Liberty, man. They end up forcing the game 4, but unfortunately, man, they couldn't keep the run going and force a game 5. Liberty ended up putting the foots on the neck and went on and finished them off, man. I ain't gonna lie, shout out to Sabrina and shout out to Breonna Stewart. They had some big games, 19 and 22 points from both of them. But I ain't know that Liberty had all them shooters on their team like that. And Angel Wilson, she did her thing. She had like 3 blocks. She had some good buckets. They played good offensively as a team, but I just feel like the Liberty just made too many shots. They made a lot of threes. They made a lot of second chance points. A lot of N1s. They looked more physical. They looked more physically dominant. It looked like they just wanted the more. They wasn't taking really too many bad shots. Every shot they took was like the right shot almost. They made the extra pass when they needed it to be. They made the extra rebound when they needed to make the extra rebound. I feel like everything just was working out for them and hitting on all cylinders, and the Aces just couldn't find a way to make a stop and go on a real run that they really needed at that time. And the Liberty just kept their foot on the gas, and they kept pushing, kept shooting the ball, kept driving the ball, kept finding mismatches to expose on the defense, kept their rotation moving. And I feel like that's what it came down to. The Aces, like they played some good defense, but I feel like they just ended up getting gassed on the long run. They just couldn't keep up with Liberty in the way they was moving the ball, and the way they was shooting the ball, and the way they was executing their plays, running their pick and rolls, coming off screens. And the Liberty got a real nice team, and going into the finals right now, I want to see who they gonna end up playing. Is it gonna be I think it's gonna be Connecticut. I feel like two good defensive teams playing for a championship is always good. But man, big shouts out to the Liberty. A'ja Wilson couldn't get it done, but that still don't take away from the amazing season she had and the amazing athlete and basketball star that she is. They already had a couple of championships, and we was just thinking they was gonna get another one. But like I said, Liberty was gonna be their toughest matchup, and they showed that they're gonna be their toughest matchup. And since the Aces gone, we're gonna see who's gonna be able to knock them off. Hopefully it'll be Connecticut. But if not Connecticut, I don't see no other team stopping them right now. They probably gonna be the champions. But shout out, it was a real good game. I ended up catching the last little bit of the game, but it was a real good game. A'ja Wilson did her thing. It was another girl out there from the Aces that was hooping too. I can't remember her name. But next time I talk about them, I'm gonna definitely remember her name for sure. She had a few good blocks, and she had some nice points trying to go early on and down the stretch, but unfortunately they weren't able to pull it out. Liberty going on to the finals. So shout out to the New York Liberty and those females, Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Seal. They'll be able to bring a championship home to New York. But leave a comment and let me know what y'all think. The Aces did wrong, or what Liberty just did right, and what you think what this gonna do for A'ja Wilson, and what you think this gonna mean for the Liberty and their basketball team if they win the finals. But y'all already know, man, it's your boy Turbo. This has been another episode of Great Conversations and Guests. You appreciate y'all again. Shout out to my boy TJ behind the camera. Make sure y'all add me on Instagram at DMG Turbo. Come talk shit with me. You feel me? For y'all who got Facebook, add me on Facebook at John Morant. Come talk shit with me. And make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all add my boy TJ on Instagram at Taj_Miller. You feel me? Fuck with us, Joe.